Notes of the General Meeting of North West Care Cooperatives Chester on Saturday the 30th of October 2021. Item 1. Welcome and introductions. MH welcomed everyone to the meeting, which was our first opportunity to get together in person since the COVID-19 pandemic began. JR explained the COVID-19 measures in place for the meeting. AU was not able to be present, but had supplied a variety of homemade cake for members to enjoy. Over refreshments and cake, SC and LC facilitated a game of Pass the Parcel, designed to relax everyone and get us all talking together. Item 2, updates since our last general meeting. JR updated members on the development of North West Care Cooperatives since our last general meeting in December 2020. Key points were as follows. 1. At the time of the last meeting, NWCC provided 229 support hours per month and had 6 principal and 5 PA members. Now we were providing 1,663 hours per month and had 17 principal members and 25 PA members. We have a waiting list of 13 potential members. We are now operating 3 cooperative groups. Chester with 15 principal members and Wirral 1 and Wirral 2, who both have a single principal member with a team of PAs to support them. 3. This increase in size requires us to consolidate our way of working to ensure that it is fit for operating at larger scale. We are now employing members of the cooperative to support this scale of operation. 4. As part of this consolidation, in its capacity as the service company that supports each cooperative, North West Care Cooperative will become a trading arm of Disability Positive. This will allow NWCC to draw upon organisational services provided by Disability Positive, HR advice, accounting, etc., as well as being able to use Disability Positive's charitable status to avoid NWCC having to pay corporation tax on any surplus that we may generate. 5. As we consolidate, it seems ever more important to maximise the cooperative nature of our operation, to share responsibility and decision-making, and in doing so, increase our capability. Item 3, terminology for types of membership. MH led a discussion around the terminology used to describe our 3 current membership types. It was agreed that user members would henceforth be described as principal members or principals. Employee members would henceforth be described as personal assistant members, and supporting members would continue to be described as supporting members. Item 4, profiles, hospital passports and support plans. MH led a discussion around some new and existing supporting documentation for principal members. A, profiles. These were new documents for the co-op and were short one-page summaries of key information about each principal member's needs that could be readily available to PAs, and in particular PAs that might not support that principal regularly enough to know the information in the profile already. Because they needed to be widely accessible, the information in them needed to be quite general rather than too personal, and they needed to be readily accessible wherever the PA or principal members were, at home or out and about. B, hospital passports. These were new documents for the co-op and were longer, more detailed documents that included the kind of information that a principal member might need to share with hospital staff were they to go in for treatment. Because the information would be shared with clinical staff, they needed to be quite detailed, involving much personal information and held somewhere safe with the principal member so it could be taken with them if they were admitted. C, support plans. These were existing documents that captured principal members' support requirements to live their lives well. PA and supporting members can add their ideas to this document and they create the terms of the support that is provided. We aim to complete them within the first 6 months of joining the co-op and update them annually. It was agreed that these documents would be circulated and completed or updated as required. Item 5, Information Hub. JO circulated a survey for members to complete to understand what types of information would be useful to hold within an information hub and how best to share it. Item 6, digital working. JR explained that much of the Northwest Care Cooperative operating infrastructure is digital, something that proved vital in enabling us to operate during COVID-19 lockdown. It seems clear that digital is here to stay and a vital and ever more important tool to enable members to live life well. We should do all that we can to encourage and enable members to be digitally competent. Within our own digital environment, it seemed that the use of MyCloud was patchy, with some members struggling to use it. It was agreed that JR would develop a training package explaining how to use MyCloud. Item 7, weekly Zoom meetings. JR circulated a survey for members to complete to identify the best time, day, and frequency to hold a regular Zoom meeting. Addendum. Based on the survey responses, it was agreed to meet monthly on the first Thursday at 7 p.m. Item 8, any other business. Rick asked that input on first aid and safeguarding could be included in his next support plan. Arrangements for the shelter fundraising walk were confirmed, and it was agreed that Zoom meetings could be added to PA hours. The meeting was concluded at 4 p.m.